G'day all you wonderful people, welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Al, Trail Name Lookout, and I am in Lasson Volcanic Park, and we're just walking 19 miles. We've just been dropped off by the bus, and we're going to go to a campsite that's just outside the park boundary and stay the night there, and then tomorrow we're going to push bigger miles. But it's funny, do 17 miles in the Sierra and feel really proud of ourselves, do 19 miles on dirt and feel like we're having a half day, but that's the nature of the beast. What's on the super ironic sign?
The Dixie Fire, history 2 years ago, burned. We're probably walking through 100 miles of Dixie Fire.
Yeah,
well, you know what we've been walking through for days.
It's nasty.
That's Dixie Fire, and this sign is talking about how they controlled the burn in much of the forest, and they're doing controlled burns and thinning the forest. And if you look around, the entire forest is
yeah, where did they control? Well, maybe they meant they saved the towns, you know.
Yeah, Shopper.
Yeah. Let's go hiking some miles. And I love it because I don't feel like going.
Not very much food? No.
I mean, yes, like 2 days.
I don't think that's irony. Right. Who are you all?
I'm Cheddar Honey. I was born from my mother.
Marmalade. I'm just trying to finish this damn trail.
Hey, I am Shopper. I'm from Spain, and I love the fucking Pacific Crest Trail.
Hey! So people, I saw Cheddar Honey and Marmalade when I stayed out in Chester. They were staying in the same place as I was, so we kind of made a plan together. But Shopper and I have actually been hiking around each other and with each other since Sierra City. And also, Shopper was ahead of us by about a week through the Sierra, and he went solo through the Sierra. So I've known Shopper for about, let's say, over a month, but he hasn't been in many of the videos because we hike at slightly different paces. So we've been around each other and camped together, but not been hiking together too much. So here he is now. Unfortunately, all of the trees in this area have been scarred by bushfire, and it's like burnt matchsticks, giant burnt matchsticks in the ground. Something I found out about these sort of areas, these burn areas, is that a lot of the time logging companies will come in and log a lot of the burnt trees, and then they take off the sort of outer 3 inches of the tree and use the bit that's unaffected by the burn for lumber. So a lot of these trees go into construction, and apparently they are safe to use. Their lifespan might not be quite as long as actual unaffected wood, but it's still good enough to use. It's good enough grade. So that's a little silver lining for this area, is that the trees may be affected by the fire and burned, but they're not going to completely go to waste, and they haven't been burnt to a cinder through to the core. They're still good for something. And I suppose if a natural area like this has gone and there's nothing we can really do about it, at least we're using what's been affected instead of logging other areas that, you know, would otherwise be just old growth forest. And this area can recover quicker, let's hope, if all the burnt trees are removed. I've just seen something that you don't see in the wild very much. In the wilderness areas and things like this, it's very rare to see. Shh, we don't want to scare it off, but I'll show you now. That's right, a wild Scotch tape, just hanging there from that string. Incredible. It's so clean as well. What a beautiful thing. You usually only find them in their native habitat inside of staples, or sometimes inside a Walmart. Very lucky today to see something that rare in the wilderness.
I remember the long trail.
I tried.
So this group of hikers and I just hung out by the river for about an hour,
Yeah, slackers.
sitting in the water,
Crushing miles.
crushing miles.
All miles, no smiles.
That's the 80 kind of attitude coming through.
What was our mantra last year? Big miles, big smiles, empty liquor store aisles.
So that little break by the river turned into an hour-long session of taking frequent dips in the water, laying down neck into the water, or sometimes dunking my head. It was really refreshing. Today is the start of a heat wave, and I'm just talking with those people back there about how we're going to adjust our hiking pace to probably avoid the hottest parts of the day. And one of the suggestions was have dinner, have a little rest after we get to this campground, and then perhaps walk an extra 10 miles or something, so for about 3 hours, and put in some miles while it's cooler tonight, and then get up early tomorrow, find somewhere to be, maybe Old Station, which is roughly about 20 miles from here, and then go after having a little rest in Old Station, go out in the evening again and do more miles. And there's a lot to think about at the moment about avoiding the heat. In the desert, I didn't really avoid the heat, I just walked all the way through, and I don't really want to follow that same tactic again. It was very uncomfortable and it wasn't pleasant to be hiking in such hot weather. So maybe this time around I might actually be adjusting my schedule to reflect how hot it's going to be over the next week. Not sure yet, but I'm open to most any plan as long as it makes sense and I can get enough sleep. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey!
I feel like there was something hot happened here, and it wasn't us walking through.
Like, share, subscribe. I love how this sign is like completely melted.
So you can actually read
It's just, and it says it's Lasson Volcanic National Park, and the sign's all melted. It's like perfect. So we go that way if we want to go north on the PCT, but we're going to take a little side trail to Terminal Gazer. Excited. He's an excited man.
Look at the way he gyrates those hips.
He's always covered by the pack, but he always walks like that.
He's got them high school hips on him. Oh no, the trail goes around.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, but that's the guys are down there.
Let's go burn ourselves. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go. Whoa, the smell. It's terrible.
There we go.
Ah, yeah.
And down to the right you can see the bubbling pool.
Isn't it good to take a bath there?
Yeah, go for it. It'll melt your skin off.
Blub, 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 blub.
It's always cool to see those geothermal pools and things like that. I just love it. I just love science and engineering, as you know, just like bridges and things like that. That it just really interests me. And then when I see the natural side of things, like geothermal pools and just the whole diversity of nature on this trail is fantastic. It's just a thing that every day there's something else to look at. It's just awesome. So really loved it. It may not stack up in like beauty and wonder next to Waihatapu in Rotorua in New Zealand or Yosemite, but I just like being around that stuff for a little bit before the sulfur becomes overwhelming and you have to get out of there. But yeah, I don't know. If you didn't appreciate it, I certainly did. What's going on? He laughs like a 5-year-old. Ladies and gents, welcome to another place of volcanic activity. This place is called the
Boiling Lake.
Boiling Lake. This place is called the Boiling Lake. Thank you, shopper. And as you can see, it is unlawful to go past this point. And I am a lawful person. But this is what it looks like from up here. So soaking my feet in the water again for the, I don't know how many times today. It's been a repeat case of every river coming to just soaking the feet for a little while. It's beautiful here, just sitting with the feet in the water, wash the dirt off of my legs, chill out for a bit. We've just had dinner. I'm about to start hiking again. So we're gonna hike for a little bit and then we're gonna find a place to camp that's legal because there's a few restrictions in this area, but once we get out of those restrictions we should be cool. And then it'll be camp for the night and then up without much rest, and we're gonna early morning try and get to Old Station for very early in the morning, about 10 or something. And so it's gonna be like a 4:30 start tomorrow. So crazy, but burning the candle at both ends. Tiga and Hummingbird have got a package at the post office to collect, and it's been bounced by 3 or 4 different post offices, and apparently it's at this one, so we've got to get there very early to collect it, and then I will be heading out on my own, I think, in the afternoon and trying to move on. So that's the plan for tomorrow and also tonight. That's all I have for you today though, so thank you for joining me and I'll see you in the next one.